Okay, the press conference just kicked off. It just ended. What are my thoughts on this? Well, first and foremost, the first thing I saw was Anthony Joshua was looking bigger, in my opinion. He looks to be about 245 to 250. But before I really get into this press conference breakdown, hit a thumbs up, sub, and notification bell. That way you get updated when I drop the newest content like this. With that being said, let's get into the video. So, as I was saying, first and foremost, I noticed that AJ is looking bigger, which in my opinion is good for those who doubt it, for those who disagree. Here's what we look at. In AJ's last 4 fights since losing his weight, he's lost 2 of them, okay? He's 2-2 since losing the weight. Not only is he 2-2, but in those 4 fights, he only got 1 guy knocked down, 1 guy knocked out. He could not knock down Ruiz in the rematch, and he did not knock down Usyk in either one of the 2 fights. The only guy he put down and finished was Pulev, who really was never an elite fighter. He remained at the top of the rankings, really fighting nobody. That's just the facts of the matter. So in his last 4 fights, again, he's only gotten 1 knockout, and he's only knocked down one of those guys, which was Pulev. Couldn't do it to Ruiz in the rematch like he did in the first fight, and he couldn't drop Usyk in either fight. We don't even have to look at the knockouts. So the power reduction is real, and I've been seeing it, and I saw it, and I knew it, and that's why Usyk was so able to so easily outmaneuver him, because that devastating power that AJ once had was gone. So that's one less threat Usyk had to worry about. So I like the fact that he's looking bigger. He's looking fuller. You can see it in the biceps, the shoulders, the chest, and the midsection. He looks like he's more full. I would like to see AJ around that 250 to 255 weight coming into this fight. I think that's his most ideal weight. I think is his best weight, but we'll have to see, because time will tell what Derek James does with AJ, being that this is just the start of his training camp. Now, as far as the back and forth go, neither guy, Jermaine Franklin nor Anthony Joshua, really went back and forth. Neither guy talked badly about the other guy. So there's not a lot to go off there as far as game plans go. Neither guy gave away anything. One thing I can say, which I've been saying repeatedly, Jermaine Franklin has all the attributes that AJ suffers against. He's weak against short barrage fighters, and that's what Franklin is. What do I mean by barrage? Volume. When he throws shots, it's punches and bunches, and they keep coming. AJ has a really bad tendency that when somebody's unloading on him, he shells up, doesn't throw counter punches, and waits till the barrage is over. Then he attacks. That's not good at the highest levels when guys have really good IQ, and they can barrage you with soft shots and then let the hard ones through when they see the openings, because they know they have nothing to fear because you're not throwing back. So that's something that I hope Derek James works on with AJ, to put him underneath pressure, put the fire on him, and get him to open up his eyes, look for the counter shots, and release in between the other guy's shots while he's letting them go. As far as Jermaine Franklin goes, again, he was very respectful. And I truly do believe that this is a good fight, because I truly do believe he beat Dillian Whyte. And I've said it several times. Dillian Whyte's my favorite guy from the UK, but he lost the fight. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend because I like a guy. That's one thing that separates me from these other channels. When I like a fighter, I don't sugarcoat it for that fighter. I say it how it is. Going back to AJ, I need AJ to remember who he is. And about 2 to 3 hours from now, in my description below, I'm going to link a video I did a while back of his achievements. AJ needs to know who he is. He needs to stop listening to the critics, to the fans, to everybody that knows nothing about boxing. He needs to go back to who he was. That big-ass, strong-ass tank that will come through you and put you away. Exhaustion, endurance was never an issue of AJ. People make this argument with me all the time, and I shut them down every time. They like to bring up Dillian Whyte in the first fight. I ask them, what was the end result? Oh, AJ got the knockout. They like to bring up he got tired against Klitschko. Then I asked them, what was the end result? Oh, he got the knockout. They like to bring up Pulev. He got tired in that fight as well. And then I asked him, well, what was the end result of that? Oh, he got the knockout. In damn near every single fight that somebody tells me that AJ got tired in, he won by knockout. If being tired means you win by knockout, then I would hope I was tired every fight, because that means I'm going to knock you out. So exhaustion, endurance was never an issue of his. It's inflated because people don't know shit about boxing and they say people with muscles don't have endurance when that's contrary of the fact. You can look at sports like football, guys who are way oversized for their height never get tired. They're on the field running nonstop. When you look at boxing, the best gas tank in boxing history was probably Evander Holyfield, built like a statue. You had guys like Klitschko who reigned for 10 years before AJ. Pure muscle, great gas tank. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. If you want to go to a lighter weight class, he doesn't fight no more. He retired here recently. But you could look at Sean Porter, built like a bodybuilder for his height, never got tired. Even Timothy Bradley, built like a bodybuilder, never got tired. It's the way you train. It's not the muscles. Until you become obese, till you look like a Mr. Olympia, that's the only time muscles are going to make you tired faster. It's the way you train. And I hope Derek James, being that he's got people like Charlo, Earl Spence, who are big for their weight classes, knows how to have a bigger guy for his weight class not get tired, which I think he does, because I've never seen Spence suffer from endurance issues. And Spencer said he gets up to like 190 pounds outside of fights. Charlo, I've never seen him have endurance issues, and he gets big outside of fights. So hopefully he puts that size, that mass on AJ, and then trains him not to get tired, although I don't think his stamina was really that big of an issue. And I'll end on this. When he fought Ruiz the first time, he showed you the difference in big AJ versus little AJ. Yes, little AJ beat Ruiz, but he didn't hurt Ruiz once whenever he was out boxing Ruiz. Big AJ, the first solid shot he landed on Ruiz, put him on his backside. The only reason why big AJ lost is because he got reckless. He got sloppy. He was trying to compete with Deontay Wilder, who just knocked out Dominic Breazeale in spectacular fashion. So he threw all caution to the wind, and he ran into a shot on the temple, never recovered. That had nothing to do with his stamina. It had nothing to do with his endurance. It had to do with him getting overzealous and sloppy, and he got caught, and he paid for it. Had he not got sloppy, he would have stopped Andy Ruiz Jr., but hey, that's hypothetical. Anyways, I think this is a great fight. Like I said earlier in this video, I truly believe that Jermaine Franklin beat Dillian White. So for all those people saying that AJ should be fighting Dillian White instead, doesn't make sense to me when AJ's fighting the guy who really beat him. He beat him. So it's a good fight. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below.